Now we have our creative writing instructor, one wonderful poet, West Virginia poet, Mr. Kirk Judd. Kirk Judd. Kirk's one of the founders of Allegheny Echoes, and he will be performing at the Governor's Arts Academy this year. And on banjo to accompany him is Bob Shank, and both of them will be featured at Augusta Old Time Week in October. So please welcome Kirk Judd.
Yeah, that'll work. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, Pete. Thank you all. This first poem I'm going to do, I've never done here before, but Bob played on it and on the CD that I put out a couple years ago, and I asked him if he'd play with me, and he said sure. And the title of it is Here You Are. This morning, I watched the water chase and swirl in the river's necessary descent. The sun is up, and something immediate and important is happening here. Winter's ghost leaving the trees, spring conjuring itself in purple swellings and whispers of green. I toss a rock into the run, aware its landing is crucial in every scheme of things. New shelter for mussels that become food for crawfish, that become food for trout, that become... I remember the walk up Cold Run when I stopped to look at a lily, a different and further color than I ever had seen, and backstepped into the stream. I lifted my foot, watched the print fill, knew everything changed. My grandson was born because of that step, and so were you. Light bounces off the water's play, blinds the hawk, saves the pine squirrel running out the limb to investigate the splash. No brook trout now, so I move upstream, catch a nice brown. Because she's stocked, I decide to keep her, clean her for supper. Because of that, I cross to dig ramps and gather mushrooms. More footprints fill. The sun warms, buds burst. Each of these things, immediate and important and irrevocable in history, will matter. You may not believe the story about Cold Run and the lily and you being born, but I really did that. I really did. And here you are. Next poem, ask Jake Crack to come out and play with me. And I just tell you, it is such an honor to be up here on stage with musicians the caliber of Bob Shank and Jake Crack, and all these guys are so talented and so generous, and I'm just proud to be here. They're great. This next poem is the tune Jake's going to play. I first heard years ago on an old recording by Ed and Hammonds, and I got to thinking about what we're doing and passing it down, and I got to think about where did it come from. And so this story is kind of like the common ancestor we have around here. It's titled Hill Sailor. He was like the wood of the mast he brought from the ship to make the four foundation logs. He saved the unsalted top, the spokeshave doorway spruce down for his fiddle box. The drone and the pipe was in his blood, and he thought he'd left his sea-leg jigs on the shore. But as he sailed through the forest with the thrush and the warbler, he knew the mountain remembered the dance of the sea, and his songs flew on the bowsprit of the Alleghenies. The night the cabin was finished, a skeleton stood in the doorway, didn't speak, cocked its bow arm and played Queen of the Earth, Child of the Skies. When he woke, he wiped the sweat, took down the fiddle, tried it, never played it another way. He laughed at the bubbling limestone spring, the splash of summer, the quickened color in the sap-drained leaf, and cozy in the covering snow. He seeded his joy into the land and took it back at his pleasure. They pulled the planks from the sea chest to make his call. played his tunes for a night and a day before they laid the fiddle in with him. And after they put him in the ground, they marked the spot with a single straight cedar to the sky, pointed like a mast on the mountain's horn. This is fun. Before I get off here, I want to do one quick one. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, whenever the full moon was, I was standing on my back porch there in Buckeye, and the moon came up over the mountain, and she gave me a toast, and it was great because it was one I'd been kind of looking for a couple of years, and I want to share it all with you tonight. This is for Charlie Loudermilk. Here's to the moon, here's to the stars. And here's to their light in mason jars. Here's to plums and peaches and pears, and ramps and taters, and trouts and bears. Here's to music and songs you can sing, and big white suspenders and banjo strings. Here's to Charlie and all that he knew. And just like he'd say, here's to you.
Yeah! Here's to you, folks.